U.S. jobs report released yesterday shows a better than anticipated outcome as payroll jobs increase and the unemployment rate held steady since May of last year. But what about the local numbers as DOGE cuts federal waste programs and the impact on Maryland? Jeremy Portnoy, investigating journalist with Open the Books, joining us now. Jeremy, good morning.
Good morning, Tom.
Well, Maryland's Bureau of Revenue Estimates said last week state income tax revenue is going to drop in Maryland because of the workers' cut. How bad are we looking at it?
Well, they're expecting a decrease of about $344 million in tax collection over the next couple of years, right? They're saying 11,000 federal workers have already been laid off in Maryland. They're expecting 17,000 more to be laid off. We took a look at our data. Those employees are making a pretty high salary that contributes to the tax collection, right? It's an average of about $131,000. That's almost double the average private sector salary in Maryland.
Yeah, and I mean, 19% then of the federal workforce being cut in the state. So that's different than across the U.S. Those numbers coming out, obviously, across the country. Maryland's a little bit different here. Jeremy, which federal agencies, though, have the most employees in Maryland?
So about a third of Maryland's federal employees are working in the Department of Health and Human Services. That's partially because the NIH has their headquarters here in Maryland, right? So you've got a lot of doctors making $200,000 plus, 1,200 of those making that much money. The Department of Commerce has about 14,000 employees in Maryland. Social Security Administration ranks number 3. But overall, you've got 250 different agencies and sub-agencies with at least a few employees here in the state. So these cuts are going to have an impact across the board.
Yeah, major cuts. So what's the impact going to be on state tax collection? I mean, when you get down to these numbers, our state is already $3 billion in the hole.
Right, that's the issue, right? The headline has been, how are we going to deal with these income tax decreases when the state is already talking about cuts to fix this deficit? But you got to remember, of course, these federal salaries were being paid with your federal tax dollars. So we're hoping in the end we'll see a net savings for taxpayers, even if, unfortunately, the state has to struggle a bit. But we're also hearing Governor Moore saying that he wants to hire some of these laid-off workers to state jobs. So it's possible that could undo some of the savings. We're going to be keeping an eye on that.
All right, well, but aren't we just, taking from Peter to pay Paul? I mean, if we take them and put them on the state, then we're just going to be in the same situation the federal government was in, and we'll have to have our own DOGE come in a few years then if we keep increasing the state government.
Exactly. That's the issue we're concerned about. We're hearing a lot of states talking about this. New York Governor Kathy Hochul, she's saying the same thing as Governor Moore. So this is definitely something we're going to keep our eye on throughout the year. And you already are seeing some states make their own state-level DOGE commission. It's something that could work probably in all 50 states and might be necessary in Maryland.
With OpenTheBooks.com, Jeremy Portnoy, thank you. Always great to have you.
Of course. Always good to see you.